We are sister parties. You know, Zimbabwe is ZANU-PF and the ANC. I grew up with the ANC cadres. We are the Soweto Samora Machel, Soweto 76. This is June. You know, we are that generation which went out to fight against the system. So we know each other very well. I've worked with Matthew Posa in Maputo as far back as the 1970s. Ruth First was doing my research when I was the broadcaster at Voice of Zimbabwe in Mozambique during the struggle. So we know each other very well, the ANC and ZANU-PF. We do consultations. We understand the pressures which are upon the regional economy, which is a post-apartheid inheritance. You know, racism in Southern Africa is a product of the British and the Americans bring the American model to the South African gold mines in the 1870s. And that racism has sustained itself. So when we see these marches, it's basically an exploitation of poor people against poor people. We had a big exodus of whites coming from Zimbabwe in the 1970s. We had a big exodus of whites coming from Zimbabwe in the 1980s when they ran away from majority rule. We had a big exodus of Portuguese when Mozambique became free. They were white. They came here. They were never treated as foreigners. But when it is black people moving across the border, they are treated as foreigners. And I want to ask the paradox. How do you treat a vendor who lives across the Limpopo on the other side of Zimbabwe and is Zimbabwean, and a vendor who lives on the South African side and is Zimbabwean?
You know,
but the other point, we in Zimbabwe have got 16 languages. Do you know which languages we include? Zulu, Ndebele, Xhosa. All these languages are official in Zimbabwe. We are inclusive. We gave everybody citizenship in Zimbabwe after Malawians, we gave them, Zambians, we gave them citizenship.
Chris, you know, I think
so we see, what we see is an exploitation of poverty by those who want to control the sub-region.